Good evening and welcome to Labatt Memorial Park here on what ended up being a bit of a cloudy holiday Monday here in London, Ontario, Canada. I'm your host, Justin Koehler with MajorsTV, and we're incredibly excited to have you here at the ballpark as the weather's cleared up, so we're ready for some Majors baseball. It's crunch time here in the IBL with just 9 regular season games and only 4 left here at home before the postseason push gets underway. And so, heading into that crunch time, the Majors have been a little bit inconsistent, to say the least. Over the past 6 games, the Majors have only won 2 of them, and over their last 5 games, they've had 4 games where they've had 6 hits or less in each of them. So they're hoping to turn things around, and they're set up to do so, playing a team that they just won against in yesterday's matchup in the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. So, should be a fun matchup. We have plenty in store for you, and so without further ado, let's send it up to Tyler and Noah in the Game Day London press box. And gentlemen, the Majors are hoping for a season sweep here against the Barnstormers.
Thank you, Justin, and we welcome you up to the Game Day London broadcast booth here in London, Ontario. London Majors baseball here on MajorsTV in the BPA pregame show here in London. Tyler, the London Majors coming off a win last night in Chatham at Fergie Jenkins Field. It was a game that was continued on, and the Majors were able to hold on for the win. They'll look to try and take that into today's ball game. Justin mentioned inconsistent for the London Majors. Probably the worst game that we've seen all season long on Wednesday night. They moved it into a big extra innings win on Friday in Hamilton, and then a loss on the road in Welland on Saturday. So they just can't seem to get things rolling in the right direction.
But a much better loss in Welland on Saturday than it was on Wednesday. Something to build on for the Majors here as they return to beautiful Labatt Memorial Park and looking to, as Justin said, sweep Chatham this year, which is no small feat for any team.
No, absolutely not. The Majors looking to try and come away here with a season's. They've had Chatham's number all season long, but that doesn't change the fact that these teams fairly close in the standings. We're looking at a potential first-round matchup here, whether that's 4, 5, 3, 6. That's kind of where these teams are sitting right now. In about a month's time, we could be talking about how these teams had a fantastic first-round playoff series. Time will tell, but these two teams, they've played some good games so far this season. I expect nothing different here tonight. Here's a look at the starting pitchers in tonight's ball game. Victor Payano will toe the rubber for the Majors. 2.66 ERA is awfully good so far this season for the Majors, and they're going to need him to be awfully good tonight, Tyler.
Yeah, obviously they need Victor to be good. A former Ranger, former Red, playing in the minor leagues. Has sported a very nice 4.71 ERA in the minors. Looking for a little bounce back and a good performance on the mound, something they didn't have Wednesday night.
Cam O'Reilly, the former London Major and St. Clair Saint, will be the starting pitcher for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. We are just about ready for the national anthem, so we will head to break here on MajorsTV. This has been the BPA pregame fitness pregame show here on MajorsTV.
London, Ontario, the world's oldest baseball grounds. Now through Labor Day, book your guided tour and walk the same field as Ty Cobb, Fergie Jenkins, Honus Wagner, and some of baseball's most legendary players. View artifacts from over the years inside the original 1940 clubhouse. Experience baseball history in London, Ontario. Book your guided tour at Labatt Park Tours.
When you need a night out, Throw London is on point. With an atmosphere that's a cut above, Throw London brings together the best in knife throwing, axe throwing, and darts. So it's the perfect spot for a date night, night out with friends, leagues, and team building for the office. You've got to be 13 or older to throw pointy objects and 19 plus to enjoy their fully licensed offerings. It's the best spot in London for some fun with an edge. London's original knife throwing. Check them out at 2190 Dundas Street East and online at ithrow.ca. That's ITHROW.ca.
The national anthem complete here in London, and we welcome you to Majors TV coverage of the Intercounty Baseball League. Tonight is the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers in town to take on the London Majors. They are looking to make it back-to-back after a win last night over the Barnstormers in Chatham. We are hoping for another good one tonight. Victor Payano will toe the rubber here for London. Let's go ahead and let's check out the starting lineup for those Chatham-Kent Barnstormers as we take a look here on the screen. Spencer Marcus will lead things off, followed by another former Major, Dan Patel. Seth Strong, Matsuki Fukuda will be the catcher in the 4-hole. Haggith, Josh Williams, Sadler Goodwin, Anthony Polowick, and Lee Kutsira are the 9 batters here for the Chatham Barnstormers tonight. Cam O'Reilly will toe the rubber. We already talked about that in our starting pitcher report. That is who will face Victor Payano to begin the ball game.
As we mentioned, Victor Payano pitching very well this year, sporting just over 2 ERA, and playing for the Rangers and the Reds minor league. Actually, a very good minor league career as we look at as I looked at the stats pregame. Something about a 4.5 ERA. Left-hander is going to throw hard, going to be around that plate, and looking to just complete what is already a very good season for the London Majors.
Hoping to keep things rolling here today. As Payano gets ready, Eduardo De Olio, the catcher for the Majors today, is behind him. A little bit of weather this afternoon, Tyler. I know you were making your way back up a holiday Monday here in Ontario, and you were making your way back south from some vacation time. Didn't see the rain that we got here in London, but things were awfully wet when we got to the ballpark today. Grounds crew's done a pretty good job at getting things ready to go here. Some spots to watch. I'm interested to see how second base plays today. It was the wettest spot of all. You get a look at it there on our wide shot there. You can still see where the moisture is out at second base.
Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised that we started this game on time with how much water, freestanding water, was sitting on the field when we got here. The grounds crew did a very good job with what looked like giant sponges, a little extra dirt, raking some dirt up and in. They've done this before. This field's been here for a long time, but something to definitely keep an eye on. That the ball's probably going to stay down as you get a little muddy spot there, and it just tends to be exactly where the second baseman sits, so something to keep an eye on. But a great job by the Labatt Memorial Grounds crew here to even get us started on time and to make the field look fairly playable.
And a good look there on a camera. Gibson Kurzminski, second base today for the Majors. He will have to contend with that kind of soft dirt, and I don't know if this is necessarily by design or if he's going to be, but as you mentioned, he's kind of right smack dab on that, on his positioning on almost every batter. He's a little bit back today, and I don't know if that's because of the dirt and he wants to have a chance at coming in on it, but we'll see how he plays today. Payano is ready to go here. Spencer Marcus digs into the batter's box, and we are underway here at Labatt Park. First pitch, 6:09 here. Early start here on this holiday Monday.
We also got some wet spots over, first base, third base, where we're going to see people sliding in a little bit more. So something also to keep an eye on, a little wet spot by shortstop, which really shouldn't play into, but definitely the field conditions are something to keep an eye on.
Pitch is upstairs there from Payano. Count moves to 1-1.
You can't quite see either, but there's also a good little puddle right in front of the mound. Not something that should play into it, but if we get a bunt or any soft dribbler that the pitchers are going to have to field, that might come into play, a little slippage happening in front of the mound. So just some things to keep an eye on.
Payano 1-1 here. Lefty delivers to the plate, and that one is chopped foul. So we'll move the count to 1-2 early here. Another hot and humid day here at the ballpark. The rain that moved through didn't do a whole lot to really cool things down. It is another heavy day. It has been for what seems like about a week and a half here in southwestern Ontario.
Not to waste all our talking points early, but the weather does look fairly nice this week.
Does not help us tonight. It's a 1-2 count here for Payano. Delivers to the plate, and that one just off the outside edge, 2-2.
Interesting, after a fastball in, they tried a fastball up to get that swing. Kind of where the first pitch was that was fouled to the backstop. You might see some off-speed stuff down to the dirt here now they change the eye level.
2-2, and just off the outside corner. Moves the count to full.
Did get an off-speed pitch. Probably wasn't quite where they wanted it, but still a very good location. Could have easily been strike three.
So Payano now in a full count to open up the ball game here. On the ground to third base, picked up, strong throw across the diamond in time to get him at one.
Very good play to start the game there, just ranging a little bit to the third base side, and as it always happens, it finds those wet spots. The ball went directly over that wet spot by third base, but still able to plant and make a strong throw across the diamond, get the runner by about a step.
So one gone here to open up the ball game. And that'll bring up Dan Battelle. Falls behind in the count 0-1 as Payano gets ahead. And another healthy swing there, but it moves the count to 0-2.
You mentioned get ahead there, Noah. That's going to be a strong point for the Majors today, is getting ahead after what we saw on Wednesday night. A lot of balls, just trying to get back into that strike zone, get ahead of the hitters, and really get in a commanding spot where you can throw that nasty stuff.
Payano ready 0-2. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out, and there's two gone here to open up the first.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night there. Some very good sequence, a good pitching, and that's where he's got to live. If he can live in that zone, that stuff is going to play very well, and it'll be a very good night for the London Majors.
Certainly hoping so. Off to a good start with the ground out and the strikeout to follow. Moving it to two quick outs here. This one chopped but foul as Seth Strong, the batter, falls behind 0-1.
Chatham has definitely come out ready to swing the bats tonight.
Good hitting team. The Chatham-Kent Barnstormers love to swing the bat. One of the best in the IBL here as well at the dish. And he'll lose the bat on this one as the ball is going to go out of play, foul. And Strong with a slow stroll back to the screen to pick up that loose number. You get a good look at it laying there up against the wall on our Game Day London mobile cam.
It's going to get some pine tar too, maybe get some more sticky stuff. Like you said, a humid day today. We got a lot of rain, so if that bat maybe found some wet grass, it'll be a little slippery. Probably somebody could have grabbed it for him besides him having to stroll all the way back to the infield or to the fence, but that's beside the point.
Count still 0-2 here as Payano looks for a clean top of the first inning. Lefty grabs his sign. DeOlio set up a little bit outside. To the plate, this one hit in the air. Shallow center field. Breaking back initially off the bat, and a dive coming out as the shortstop, Ty Mosher, and he can't get there. That one fooled Garner off the bat. He broke back initially in center field, and it dropped out in that triangle. It'll be a base hit, and the Barnstormers have a man aboard here to get things going. Two outs here in the top of the first.
Mosher did a really good job there of ranging a long way from shortstop and even making a play on that ball. Those are the kind of hits that are very frustrating for you on the mound, ones that, you get soft contact, you miss a barrel, especially with a very good hitter at the plate, and they just happen to find a little green in the outfield right in between where the defenders aren't.
Payano right back to work with a first pitch strike. Suki Fukuda at the plate, the catcher for Chatham. Will now get a chance to bat with a man aboard here. Two outs in the inning. Outer edge, no call, 1-1.
So far, Payano has done a very good job of staying on the outside part, using his corners, not finding the meaty part of the plate really at all, getting a lot of black if it's up, down, or on the corners.
1-1, Payano looks, now comes to plate. Throw down from DeOlio is awfully close. But back in without a slide is Seth Strong.
If I was to give Strong a little piece of advice here, it'd be get that uniform dirty. Maybe get down. You don't want to run yourself out of an inning with a back pick like that.
DeOlio is a high success rate on those back picks so far this season.
Not a bad idea, too, with the dirt and the mud that we talked about surrounding those base paths. Even if he did get down and get dirty, he might have been stuck up in that sticky mud over there at first base.
2-1, Payano, swing and a miss at the plate. And another 2-strike count here for the Majors starter.
Maybe a little slider catches the inside part. If I was behind the plate, and that would be bad news for everybody, maybe a fastball in the outside corner now.
We'll see what they come with here on 2-2. Payano, swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts here in the first inning for Victor Payano, and a clean start here for the Majors in the top of 1.
Exactly what the Majors needed to get in, get out, and do it really well, really efficiently. Just that one little, it wasn't a broken bat, but that kind of hit that just falls in over the second baseman's head. You'll take that if you're the London Majors. You get in, you get out, and you go get those bats and try and put on some runs early.
So a great job there, and a strikeout to end the inning for Payano will bring the Majors onto the bats here in the bottom of the first inning. And with that, we'll take a look here at the starting lineup for the London Majors. Gibson Krasmitsky is leading off. He is playing second base today. Following behind him, Drew Lawrence, Eduardo DeOlio, and Cleveland Brownlee back into the lineup today. Fans missed him here on Wednesday night at Labatt Memorial Park. He was in the original starting lineup for that game, but when we restarted here on Wednesday, he was not. Byron Reichstein in the lineup today. Right fielder Victor Plaz is over at third base, followed by Caden Cardoso, Champ Garner, and Ty Mosher, who is the shortstop to round out the Majors lineup.
Hey, I miss Cleve, too. I don't get to do a lot of these games coming in on Wednesday night. I saw him run down to first base to be the first base coach, but it's always a pleasure to watch a veteran guy like that step into the box. Somebody with just some pure power who just swings the bat, and you can tell is having a lot of fun. Somebody to keep an eye on today. Loves to perform for the home crowd, too.
We are certainly hoping that we get a chance to see him early and often here in the ball game. Starting pitcher for the Barnstormers today is Cam O'Reilly. Played collegiately at St. Clair College in Windsor with the Saints and spent last season with the London Majors donning the pinstripes. Now he's wearing a different color of pinstripes over with the Barnstormers this season in their inaugural year.
Something to keep in mind for the London Majors, too, and something to keep an eye on if you're at home. Sporting somewhere just north of a 7 walks per 9. So be patient if you're a London Majors batter. Don't get too anxious. Sit back and make him throw some strikes because it's pretty clear he will lose his own at times.
So we are just about ready to go here for the leadoff man, Gibson Krasmitsky, in the bottom of 1.
Leading on the floor, your Majors, the second baseman, number 27, Gibson Krasmitsky.
Majors today wearing the alternate uniforms. Saw these back on Canada Day. Want to get a little bit more use out of them, so wearing them today on the Civic Holiday Monday. Red Canada Day jerseys.
If you're going to buy them, you might as well wear them. They're grown on me. They're grown on
you
me.
since the warm-ups. We did discuss prior to coming on air today about the uniforms for the Majors today. One of their number of alternates that they have for this season. O'Reilly ready here. The lefty delivers to the plate. This one chopped over to third base. Picked up by Dan Battelle. Throw across the diamond is in time for a quick first out here on the bottom of 1.
Little easy ground out ball there to Battelle to start off the game. Didn't have to do too much with it. Just sit back. Nice candy hop to the right to the chest. Strong throw across the diamond.
And that'll bring Lawrence up to the plate here.
Sorry, only 2 pitches on that at bat. Maybe something, like I said, you want to get deep in these at bats. He will lose the strike zone at times. So you just want to be patient. Make some strikes come in there until you get something that you can really do some damage with.
Drew Lawrence ready to swing here from the right side as he takes a hack at the first pitch and fouls it back into the screen.
Interesting, we saw Kuzminski there stop Lawrence on the way to the plate and kind of give him a little rundown on what he saw. He went over to the on-deck circle to DeOlio and gave him a little rundown of what he saw. Even though it was only a couple pitches, he clearly saw something worth relaying to these Majors hitters.
Lawrence right back up the middle. Drops in front of the center fielder, Kucera. And the Majors are into the hit column, courtesy of Drew Lawrence.
And hey, if you're going to get a fastball that meaty, you might as well just go ahead and send it right back up the middle. Really good swing by Lawrence there, just getting the barrel on, not doing something too extreme, just, hitting the ball hard, right up the middle, right back where it came from.
Number 26,
Eduardo DeOlio ready to take his swings here now. He's got a man aboard with Lawrence. Aboard on the single. Lefty on the mound here, so Lawrence is going to have to keep it somewhat close over at first base. He's got wheels. We'll see if the Majors put him in motion, if they try to do something here with the runner and the batter. Don't want to take the bat out of the hands of Eduardo DeOlio. He's been swinging a hot bat. First pitch is in the dirt, and the count moves to 1-0.
Might be worth it for Lawrence here. Just get the Majors a little look at that pickoff move. Every lefty is different. Some are really tricky. Some are easier to see. You want to get yourself a little 2 steps onto that grass and really trying to get the pitcher to come over to first. If you can get him to show you that move, then that's going to help you later on. Maybe you get something that you see, maybe where his leg crosses, something that's different from. But you want to know that when you're going out there, you are doing it to get a throw. Your first step is back. You're not looking to go anywhere, but something that can help later in the game.
1-1 count here. O'Reilly grabs the sign and comes set on the mound. And now he'll look over to first base with a throw. Back easy is Lawrence.
Sometimes you say it and it happens. That's exactly what that was. Lawrence took a couple extra steps to get the throw, and he was back very easily. He'd probably even take 1 or 2 more. I wouldn't call that the A1 move there by O'Reilly.
To the plate, and a swing and a miss from DeOlio. Trying to time up O'Reilly here, but he's got himself in a 1-2 count. Keep an eye on Lawrence as he grabs his lead. Now out to the cut of the grass. Read that pick move wrong as he made a move back to first base on that one, Tyler.
He did. He took 1 step back. Clearly thought he was coming over. Thought he probably had that 1 extra lead as DeOlio there hits the ball twice. He actually hit harder backwards than he did forwards. Something you don't see too often. A little smile on his face at home plate.
O'Reilly comes set here. Leg kick delivery, fouled straight back again here by DeOlio. He's putting up a pretty good battle here, stays 1-2.
Sometimes you can get a read on what the pitcher's doing just from the base runners. It really seems that Lawrence is fooled a little bit by what he's seeing from O'Reilly. I don't know if maybe he's just a little uncomfortable there, but a couple steps back on every pitch, which is something you don't see from a very good base runner.
1-2, 1 out here. Lawrence is aboard after the single with the lead at 1. Here's the pitch. And fouled off again.
There goes another baseball bat. Might need a little sponsorship from some kind of pine tar company.
This is the second time here in the first inning. Once for the Barnstormers, now once for the Majors. That a bat has left the hands and made its way back towards the backstop.
If you notice, somebody grabbed the bat for the Majors hitter, though. Not saying there's anything underlying there. It just happened to be where the ball boy was running at the time.
Another look here on 1-2. Comes to the plate. Upstairs with that one. And finally something to break the streak there of foul balls. Count at 2-2. Fans trying to cheer along here for the Majors, looking to try and find something. Lawrence goes. That one ripped down the line. It's a fair ball as it makes its way all the way down into the left field corner. Lawrence, the round from third base. DeOlio into second. It's an RBI double, and the Majors are on the board first here tonight.
Great job by DeOlio there. A fastball on the inside part that he was able to just get the barrel on, turn on it, and send it down. Once it got into that corner, Lawrence, who was taking off on the pitch, really the Barnstormers had no chance of getting him at the plate as he scores easily. Really good job of hitting and running by the Majors to get our first run on the board today.
Well, we talked about how the Majors love to put the runner in motion, try the hit and runs. That was a 2-strike count. That was not the design of that play, but they put Lawrence in motion, and it pays off for them there. I don't know if he scores if he's not in motion. It's certainly going to be a whole lot closer. But they'll take it. DeOlio at second. Now Brownlee. Ripped into left center field gap. That one's going to go all the way up against the base of the wall. Brownlee heading towards second base. He's going to be in there without a throw as DeOlio comes in to score. And just like that, 2-0 Majors here in the first.
See a double, hit a double by Cleveland there. He just does Cleve things. He gets a fastball that's center cut, and he knows exactly what to do with that. Nice, short, compact, strong swing, hitting it to the gap, and that's going to score DeOlio easily standing up. The bigger question was, could Cleve get to second? But he easily did for that double.
He was hustling out of the box, was Cleve. Give him all the credit there. Hit it so hard he knew he had to get going if he wanted to get to second base, and he does. Puts himself in scoring position. Byron Reichstein now the batter here for London. O'Reilly. First pitch will miss low. Ball and no strikes here. Back-to-back hard hit balls. Really 3 straight if you go back to the single by Lawrence that was hit hard back up the middle. Taking there is Reichstein. On the count, that moves to 2-0.
Cleve does a couple stretches out there. He's not used to 180 feet. He just went.
2-0 here. O'Reilly, lefty on lefty here, comes to the plate and misses down and in. 3-0.
Sure, he's thinking, why didn't I just hit it a little bit higher? All I'd have to do is trot around those base paths.
Still almost got it out towards left center. And the ball for chance for the first time here this evening. 3-0 count. And off the plate for 4 straight wide ones. Reichstein aboard. And the Majors keep rolling.
As we talked about earlier, something you might see a little bit from O'Reilly today is just losing that zone 4 straight, as now the umpire and the catcher are heading out to the mound.
Yeah, something new this year. You will, I know you've only done a couple of games so far this season with the IBL and some of their rule changes. The umpire has to go out to deem if a mound visit will be charged or not.
Looks like he's saying no mound visit. What would be the difference between a mound? Like, because he ran out to the mound and he visited him. So what's the difference between a non-mound visit and a
strategy versus a call mix-up per se, making sure that their signs are on. Umpires today: crew chief and home plate umpires Isaac Zivchuk. Third base is Chris Wilhelm, and over at first is Scott Costello.
We'll talk about that later because I'm still a little confused. Is how you can get a mix-up if you are, 6 hitters into the ball game?
That first pitch will find the strike zone. So it ends the streak of 4 straight wide ones. And now Victor Plaz. He's got a man aboard. Well, 2 men aboard here. First and second, 1 man in scoring position. Still just the 1 out. That's what led off the inning here. Curveball. Outer edge. And they don't get the call. 1-1.
We've seen a couple times today that outer edge has disappeared. And, hey, if it's going to stay consistent, then that's all you really ask for. But that has been notably a couple times where what seems like is a pain on the outside corner has been called a ball.
O'Reilly peeks back, now comes to the plate. Inside, has Plaz backing a little bit. Count 2-1. Majors here, already 2 runs across in the bottom of this first inning. Back-to-back doubles from Eduardo De Olio, then Cleveland Brownlee scored runs. 2-1 count here. O'Reilly delivers, and that one will be inside. 3-1 now to Victor Plaz. And once again, the fans trying to will on a walk here. Caden Cardoso is on deck for the Majors. 3-1, catches the outside corner. Plaza was trying to find a free base.
Umpires don't tend to give you that ball for. If it is anywhere close to the plate, they will expand the zone, make you swing a little bit. And, hey, I'm all for that. That's what we're here for. We're here to see balls in play. We're not here to see walks. Grab that bat and be ready to swing now.
Plaz certainly will be now. 3-2 count. He's going to fight one off down the line. This one has a chance to drop, and it will in right field. Everybody is up 90 feet on a bloop over top of the first baseman, Seth Strong's head, and the bases are loaded.
Good base running by the Majors there, because those are some situations where you might see the guy going from first to second end up getting thrown out because you just don't know. You got to stay close enough to first so you can get back if it's caught and be able to get to second if it does fall. But the Majors did that flawlessly, able to move up 90 feet all around now. Bases loaded for Cardoso.
We are going to get a mound visit now. Caden Cardoso is going to have to wait to take his first swings of the ball game.
And this will be a mound visit, am I right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
this one will be. All right. You're going to have to keep me up to date with the rules here.
We'll try to give you the quick update in between innings as well. Bases loaded, bottom of the first inning here. And the Majors have really turned around this inning, Tyler. We talked about the quick first out. Gibson Kurzminski grounded out on just 2 pitches. But on the way back to the dugout, Tyler, you had noted that he had some words for the 2 men behind him. And you got to wonder if he picked up on something and it's helped the Majors here in the bottom of the first. Because after that, everybody has been swinging.
And it could be something just as easy as I saw a curveball, I saw a fastball. Or it could be something as complex as, hey, if you can see that curveball grip when he comes to his glove. Or if he kicks high, it's going to be a fastball. Kicks low, it's going to be a curveball. It can be a mixture of the two, but either way, it was able to boost the Majors here in this first inning.
O'Reilly, this one's drilled out into center field by Cardoso. Tracking back towards the wall, and it's going to be off the sign in center. 1 run in to score behind Brownlee is Reichstein. It's a 2 RBI double for Caden Cardoso.
We were a little bit of wind and maybe a little bit more of a barrel away from a grand slam there, as I think Cardoso might have thought it was gone off the bat as he trotted down to first base, realized it got down, had to kick up the burners a little bit. He was only going to get to second anyways, so no harm, no foul. But another good swing by the Majors here, and they got O'Reilly on the ropes.
Some light stretching already down in that Chatham bullpen as 4 runs have come across. 2 more still out there with 1 out. And is this going to be the end of the night for Cam O'Reilly?
As nobody was up and throwing.
Did we see anybody?
I don't think
down there?
anyone was throwing in the
bullpen. But they've got someone ready to go. We've got our first pitching change of the ball game here. The Barnstormers forced to dig into the bullpen here in the bottom of the first. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a quick break here. This is our first pitching change of the ball game, brought to you by Throw.
My name is Amy, and I am a league member at Throw London. When I first started, I had no experience and was super nervous. But before I knew it, the awesome lane coaches and the other league members who are like family jumped in, gave me pointers, and helped me out. Don't forget to book your event at Throw London.
My time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. They gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah. Run it, ooh. I really really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my.
Welcome back inside Labatt Memorial Park here as we continue on in the bottom of the first inning. The Barnstormers forced to dig into the bullpen early. Cam O'Reilly has been lifted from the ball game. Book not closed on him yet. 2 runners aboard here after the double from Caden Cardoso has put the Majors up 4-0. They're going to turn things over to Kenny Williams out of the bullpen, Tyler.
I think we were both a little bit surprised. Mostly we didn't see anybody warming up down there, but also a very quick hook in what is slated to be a 9-inning ball game, as now the Chatham Barnstormers will move the infield in, really trying to cut that runoff at the plate, down 4-0 already.
They do not want this to get any worse here in the first. As back-to-back misses here have moved the count to 2-0. Williams ready. This one ripped into the left center field gap. On to pick it up here, getting a good round around third and in to score. And now a ball's going to be thrown out into center field. They're going to give him the wave. Little League home run on tap there for the Majors. Champ Garner comes all the way around to score on a single into left field.
With all the excitement in the ballpark, that will go down as more than likely a single with an error that leads to that run scoring. But at the same time, great running by the Majors. Gardner there, able to speed his way around and score another 3 runs for the Majors. That's kind of the feast or famine there when you move the infield in, as that ball was not hit overly hard, and probably with the shortstop back, it might have even been a chest-high catch. But when you move those infielders in, something hard, something hit, medium hard is going to find that outfield, and the Majors are able to turn it into what is a home run and now a pitch behind Mosher.
Got the attention of the fans here in London. Williams to play. That one will miss low. 2-0. Ty Mosher at the plate here for London. Ripped and foul down the first base line.
It was exactly what you needed if you were the London Majors here. Get back in on defense really quick and go up and put a really crooked 7 spot so far, but only 1 out here.
Hit on the ground into that soft spot over at second base, and that one will be a putout. So finally, the Barnstormers able to find that second out of the inning. It took Cam O'Reilly 2 pitches to get the first out here at the bottom of the first inning. But in between that, almost 30 pitches before they could get the second, and 7 runs across the board for London. First pitch there for a strike, and the count moves to 0-1. Oh, 0-2 now as he gets ahead. Back to this top of the Majors order. Gone all the way around here in the first. And a swing and a miss. So the Barnstormers get out of the first inning, but not before the Majors put up 7 here in the first. It's a 7-0 London Majors lead after 1. You're watching London Majors baseball here on Majors TV.
Hello, my name is Jim Nutter with Nutters the Award Store. Come along with me on a virtual tour to take a look at our amazing products and services that we're able to provide to you to help you with your recreation needs.
Get suited up with us for our big night. We went to Collins Clothiers. They had suits and tuxedos in various colors and styles. The staff helped us pick exactly what we wanted. They custom fit our suits for the perfect fit. They even matched us to our date's dress. It was so much fun trying on suits with the boys on the VIP night. They even got us pizza while we tried clothes on.
For prom kids, of course, are going to be the best dressed.
We felt so confident and looked amazing.
Welcome to Labatt Park in London, Ontario, the world's oldest baseball grounds. Now through Labor Day, book your guided tour and walk the same field as Ty Cobb, Fergie Jenkins, Honus Wagner, and some of baseball's most legendary players. View artifacts from over the years inside the original 1940 clubhouse. Experience baseball history in London, Ontario. Book your guided tour at labattparktours.ca.
Welcome back inside Labatt Memorial Park here as we move along to the top of the second inning. Noah Smith and Tyler Middleton along for the call tonight. And the London Majors, well, big 7-run inning in the bottom of the first has put them up 7-0. A lot of fans here in attendance. Seen a lot of Chatham fans make the trip as well. Holiday Monday and a good crowd in attendance tonight.
You talked about a possible first-round matchup for these two teams. I'm sure the IBL would absolutely love that. That would be a very well-attended series between two very close ball teams and a brand-new ball team in Chatham.
First pitch by Payano is fouled back by Hegeth. 0-1 is the count. Now he'll fly one over towards the Majors dugout, and that one's going to hop out of play. So he gets himself up 0-2 very quickly here. When we were on the call on Wednesday night, I know there's been some games there, but it was the last time that we were here at Labatt Park. It was the opposite side of the spectrum where the Majors had a bad inning out in the field and had to come all the way back or try to come all the way back. They were unable to get anything. We'll see how the Barnstormers fare here today, and a good start here as Hegeth will line one off the end of the bat into center field.
Payano was able to fool Hegeth there with an off-speed pitch, got him really out on the front foot, but he was able to do enough, stay back, and hit that ball into the outfield for a leadoff single. Very important for the Majors and Payano here to get back in there and build more on this lead. Don't give the Barnstormers any chance to to feel like they're getting back into this ball game. You really want to crush the spirits per se really quick.
Barnstormers hoping that they can get onto Victor Payano as quickly as the Majors were able to put up 7. I say that one missed the zone, and it's going to move the count to 1-0 here to open up the at-bat to Josh Williams. Takes that one off the plate. 2-0.
I was able to catch up with Josh in the parking lot as I got here. I used to play with him down in Toronto, and if you remember when he was a Major a couple years ago, he blew his knee out running down towards first base. I was able to talk to him a bit about his rehab, about what that entailed. Tearing his ACL and MCL in his knee, 3 separate surgeries, a long rehab that gets him back into the Labatt Memorial batter's box, just wearing a different jersey, but a long way back for Josh Williams, what is a very good hitter, a very talented, strong hitter, as the Majors fans know.
3-0 here as Payano has fallen behind. Now swinging on 3-0 is Williams, and he'll foul that one back towards the screen.
That swing was designed to lose a baseball somewhere where nobody can get it. That ball was going to go a long way if contact was made. Don't get scared away by the 3-0 swing here. Stay in the zone if you're a Payano.
Grabs his son from DeOlio. Quick look over at one, and now the leg kick and delivery. Bottom of the zone and missing the bottom of the zone. It's a 5-pitch walk to Williams, and back-to-back base runners reach here for the Barnstormers to open up the top of the second.
Definitely haven't seen a big zone so far today. A couple pitches that I thought maybe have caught the corner on the outside part and down notably that have been called balls by both teams, by both pitchers. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a tight zone today, but consistently there.
Hasn't moved around a whole lot, at least in the first 6 outs of the ball game here. Payano dealing with a dancing Haggith over at second base, and now a move over to 2 and back in diving is Haggith.
I think Payano was almost surprised that he was able to get him on a hop there. He made a good inside move, planted, and if he would have just thrown the ball, I think they have a good chance at getting Haggith there at second base. But instead, he looked a little surprised, was a little bit late on the throw, but he was dancing around pretty well there, clearly looking to advance 90 feet.
DeOlio, a look back to 1, and back in standing is Williams. The second time tonight that we've seen DeOlio already go with that back pick to first.
And what an interesting play there by DeOlio. As we're talking about it, everyone on the field is worried about Haggett there at second base, dancing and doing a little move. And instead he tries to catch Josh Williams sleeping at first base. A very smart play by the Majors backstop.
0-1, Payano, another move back, and they've got Haggith at second. Oh, he was dancing out at second base. They almost had him the first time. He did it again, and Payano picks him off.
I truly do not know what he was doing at second base there. Down by 7, you get the first 2 guys on, you're threatening a little bit, and Haggett decides to get a little cute, dance around consistently, even after he was almost got by a slow move the first time. And that's going to end up in the runner in scoring position being eliminated.
Swing and a miss, and it's an 0-2 count. And how that really changes the course of an inning. Just the first out, but you kind of get moving here. 2 men aboard, and then a pickoff at your guy in scoring position nonetheless. And Goodwin in an 0-2 hole at the dish. Swing and a miss. Payano puts him down on strikes, and just like that, he's got a pair of outs.
Chatham really tripped themselves there very quickly. We go from 2 runners on, nobody out, a little bit of a threat brewing, to 1 guy on, 2 out, and really an opportunity here for Payano to get out of this inning with 1 good pitch.
And now Anthony Polowick will come to the plate here for Chatham, trying to rescue this inning. On the ground, back up the middle. Kurzminski, the soft toss to 2. And that'll do it for the Barnstormers in the top of 2. They had things going, but a pickoff by Payano, a strikeout and a ground out, gets the Barnstormers in the top of the second. 7-0, the Majors lead.
Oh, how quickly the tides can turn. What could have been a ugly situation for the Majors after putting up 7 runs, in the first inning, now turns into an opportunity to go and stretch that lead. Let's take advantage of it and do just that. Don't stop now. Keep putting some runs up. Really bury the spirits here on a Monday evening.
It was always so tough as well to come up with an answer to a 7-run inning, whether it's the first, the fourth, the 6th. Whenever that inning comes, it can really turn around a ball game. The Majors got it in the bottom of the first. Barnstormers pitching, hoping that they can settle things down and keep it there and give the bats really a few innings to try and come back at that. They were hoping they could get even 1 in the top of the second there, but they don't get it.
I'll tell you what really isn't a recipe to get yourself back in a ball game is to eliminate yourself as base runners on that base path. I'll forget about it now. I'll move on.
Williams back out onto the hill here for Chatham. Took over for Cam O'Reilly, who, by the way, book is closed on him. A third of an inning. Gives up 6 runs, all 6 earned. 1 walk, 5 hits against. And he is Going to leave it up to the rest of the Barnstormers bullpen to try and find an answer against the Majors bats.
Sure, the Barnstormers are looking for a little bit of length here. After your starter can't get out of the first inning, you really need your bridge guy here to get you 2, maybe 3 innings at least. Get you maybe into that 5th would be a good spot. But really, the name of the game is to just not allow any more damage here if you are Chatham, and give your bats an opportunity to hit themselves back somewhat into this ball game.
Well, the London Majors will have Drew Lawrence leading things off. He was the guy who, well, really led off that bottom of the first inning for the Majors. After the ground out from Kurzminski, he got some notes and hit a ball into right center field to start the rally, which saw 7 Majors batters come across the plate and score. (2-0) now here on Drew. Williams working from the stretch out there on the mound. Late call from the home plate umpire there for a strike.
Are you a proponent to the full windup? Or do you like the simplicity of the stretch?
Hit on the ground, picked up by the third baseman, Dan Batal. And his throw across the diamond is in time for the first out of the bottom of the second inning. Well, I guess I'll answer your question by saying that if you're a starting pitcher, I fully believe that you should be working from the full windup. But as soon as you get into a relief role, it really does, I think, come down to whatever you're more comfortable with. If you're going to work from the stretch and that's how you're more comfortable, then so be it.
Just to be devil's advocate, we're seeing a lot more pitchers, especially at the major league level, deciding to, if they are going to go from the full, they're going from a simpler full, where it's just an easy step back, almost from the stretch with a little bit extra movement.
Popped sky high, down the third baseline, into foul territory, sliding over to the line is Haggith to make the catch.
I think it just allows you to take any extra moving parts out of your windup, something that might make you throw more balls. The simpler your windup is, the easier it is to throw strikes, the more repeatable it is. But it seems to be working here for Williams.
Well, I'll tell you what, he has not looked out of place so far, inning and a third after that last out on 15 total pitches. He's been throwing lots of strikes, and
really the only blemish was a single that turned into a home run.
It was a single that, albeit, the throw home, you could allow Gardner to reach second base, but aside from that, he's done a good job. First pitch there is a strike to Cleveland Brownlee, batting with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. To the plate, Brownlee chopped back to the mound, and Williams going to take this one all the way over to first base himself. Doesn't need any help, and that'll do it for the Majors in the bottom of the second inning. No runs, no hits for London. They hold a 7-0 lead after 2 here on London. We'll go to break. You're watching London Majors baseball here on Majors TV.
Hello, my name is Jim Nuther with Nuther's The Award Store. Come along with me on a virtual tour to take a look at our amazing products and services that we're able to provide you to help you with your recreation needs.
Labatt Memorial Park here in downtown London. Some fans in the outfield grass area. One of the better places, in my opinion, to watch the game. You get to sit down on the grass, enjoy a view away from the hustle and bustle of the rest of Labatt Memorial Park and the grandstand.
Very far away from the hot dogs, though.
Yeah, you are not close to the snack stands.
Which is where we tend to reside.
Yeah, you tend to find the Smitty and Mitty duo close to anywhere they're serving up the snacks. Payano back out here for the Majors, top of the third inning, as the first pitch is fouled back towards the screen. Kusera is the batter here for Chatham.
As everybody gives Diolio a second here, as that ball was fouled right back off his mask. If you've never had the pleasure of having that happen to you, it can definitely shake you for a second.
Far from a comfortable feeling.
Try and uncross your eyes and catch the next pitch.
A one up high from Payano. A little bit behind that one, but it's 1-1. Majors 7 runs on 6 hits so far. One bunted at and fouled back into the screen. Goes the count to 1-2.
Not a bad idea there by the Chatham hitter to try and get the infielders moving a little bit. As we said, a little wet spot in front of the mound. I'm surprised we haven't seen anyone really try that yet, try and get the pitcher moving forward towards the plate.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout there for Payano. And there's one gone to open up the third.
But you got to be able to get it down, because otherwise when you just foul it back, that's just a strike towards a very good pitcher in Payano, and he knows exactly what to do with a 2-strike count as he just blows that fastball by him for strike 3. And one down in the top of the third inning.
And back to the top of the Chatham order for Spencer Marcus. He is 0 for 1 so far tonight. Breaking ball by Payano, not enough break on it, and it stays outside and stays up for ball 1. Now the lefty deals. No dice, and it's 2-0. Some good patience so far from Chatham hitters. Payano, he's been really all around the zone so far today. That one fouled straight back to the screen. And Payano on the board with a strike, 2 balls and 1 strike.
As the top hand of Marcus kind of slips off the bat, you don't see very often a batter wear just the bottom glove. It's either an all or nothing, both gloves or no gloves. I don't know if last time I saw that.
Swings and slices one out of play over top of the seats, and the foul ball will move the count to 2-2.
I don't even know what the advantage of that would be.
Just comfort, I would imagine, right? Similar to anything that a ball player does nowadays.
Just more feel of the barrel, I guess, going through the zone with that top hand.
2-2 on Marcus. Here is the pitch from Payano. Fouled back into the screen, and the count will stay at 2-2. Now, I have seen as well in the past, and you got to keep in mind Marcus, leadoff hitter for the Barnstormers. I have seen batters complain about not having enough control of a bunt when they have a top batting glove. Now, usually they just ditch them all together if that's the case, but maybe Marcus wanting to regain the good control he has of the bat with the bottom hand.
And he does have that sliding glove in his back pocket, so maybe it's an uncomfort thing and doesn't have time to take it off if he gets on base.
2-2. And fouled off down the third base line.
Maybe something that if you had a good color commentator beside you, somebody could have went down and maybe talked pregame about.
Well, normally I would say that it would be a good opportunity. Teams did not get a chance to get on the field prior to today's game until about an hour before the scheduled first pitch. 2-2 from Payano. Fouled off again. Good battle here by Spencer Marcus as he stays alive.
And even then, no on-field batting practice, obviously, as the Majors ground crew was trying to deal with the puddles and wet spots. So obviously also no infield practice, no in and out for these teams. So really the first time they were stepping on this field was for first pitch.
A little bit of throwing around in the outfield, of course, to loosen up, but you're right. It was swings in the cages, if any, prior to today's game. Here's the 2-2. Just off the outside edge. DeOlio, Payano, I think both wanted that call. They don't get it. The count is full.
But to your point as well, we didn't see the Barnstormers come out until maybe a half hour pregame to start stretching and throwing. There were rumors that their bus was a little bit delayed getting here. They maybe didn't get here quite on time as some of the more local players were rolling in their cars.
Fouled off again by Marcus.
Hey, it doesn't seem to be hurting him with only one ball glove. Who am I to criticize his hitting mechanics when all he does here is foul balls off and just keep Payano battling?
Well, there's a reason why us two are up here in the booth and not down there playing.
The free pizza.
That is one of the many reasons. 3-2 from Payano. Called strike 3. Got the outside edge there. And there's 2 gone.
I don't know what the complaint is by Marcus. That ball looked like it got plenty of the plate. Maybe just because the pitch a couple of pitches ago seemed like it was in relatively the same spot, but I think that pitch was a lot more towards the center of the plate and definitely got a good chunk of the zone for strike 3.
So 2 gone now for Dan Battelle. A strikeout by Payano. Up to 5 already in the ball game. And he gets ahead 0-1 on Battelle. Payano ready here, grabs his sign from Eduardo DeOlio. Sets up low. Pitch is low. Swung on and missed by Battelle. 0-2.
Really good location there. Very hard for a lefty hitter with a lefty pitcher to get to that fastball down and away, and especially to do any kind of damage with it. You got to try and stay on those kind of pitches and drive it the opposite way. If you try to pull it at all, you're just going to swing right through it.
0-2 here, Payano. Strike 3 called. What an inning on the hill for Victor Payano. The strikeout, his 6th of the ball game through 3, has the Majors up 7-0. What a start so far for Victor Payano as he's getting some handshakes on his way back into the Majors dugout, some high fives all the way around. And that time, Tyler, looked like he went back to the fastball.
They went back to the almost exact same spot as we talked about before, with just a little bit further out, but they were able to still get enough of the zone to get the call for strike 3.
Well, a great job there by Victor Payano of the London Majors, and fantastic job so far by the Majors. They have a 7-0 lead. Justin Koehler is ready for us down on field level. Justin, how are we doing?
Pretty good so far, gentlemen. Pretty solid game. As the season's going, the Majors have just 9 games left before the 2024 regular season comes to a close. And with that, the Majors and other teams alike are starting to try and figure out who they might be going up against in the first round of the postseason. Today's matchup might be a little bit of a preview of that. In fact, if the season were to end today, it would be the Majors taking on the Barnstormers in the first round. So it's a great time to kind of do some comparisons on where these teams lie, some of their pros and cons. And when you look at the numbers, it's really a big case of some outstanding hitting versus some outstanding pitching. For the Barnstormers, they've excelled in a lot of hitting categories over the Majors so far, leading in hits, average, RBIs, runs, and the two teams are actually tied for home runs with 30 apiece on the season. On the flip side, the Majors lead in a lot of pitching categories, including ERA, whip, and actually have 100 more pitching strikeouts than the Barnstormers do collectively on the season. So if the Majors are hoping to go on a deep run into the postseason, not just in the first round, it's their hitting that needs to slightly improve and become a little bit more consistent as the season goes on. All said and done, though, the two teams have faced off 5 times this season, and the Majors have come out on top every single time, hoping to turn it into 6 tonight. And so, without further ado, let's send it back up to Tyler and Noah in the Game Day London press box. And gentlemen, what do you think of these two teams facing off in the first round?
Thank you, Justin. We've been talking about that all ball game long, it seemed like, hasn't we, Tyler? A good first-round matchup, it would appear, between these two teams, as that one's flown out to the right center field gap. And it will be a quick first out off the bat of Byron Reichstein here to open up the bottom of the third inning.
Not only just competitive-wise, this would be a good matchup for the London Majors, who obviously have kind of owned the season series, you would say, over the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, but also very good for the IBL because of the proximity of these two cities. You would be able to get a lot of back and forth, and leagues always love that. They always love the Maple Leafs playing the Senators if the Senators could ever make the playoffs.
Hey. This is a friendly fire-free zone up here.
My apologies. What would you rather, your team not make the playoffs or your team constantly be kicked out in the first round? I don't know what's worse.
Yeah, that's true. I did have my fair share of seeing my team in the playoffs for many years when yours wasn't. So
and a couple wins.
A couple series wins. We won't even go as far as to talk about being a goal away from a Stanley Cup final, but that one still hurts.
Goal away is still away.
Inside, but called a strike. And quickly here on Victor Plaz, it's 1-2. Plaz trying to get something going for the Majors here in the bottom of 3 as he fouls this one off. A quick look from Seth Strong, but he'll watch this one go well into the seats and out of play.
And into what is actually a very good crowd. We were talking about a pregame. We didn't know what the attendance would be like on a holiday Monday. People coming back from wherever they were traveling over the long weekend. We had the Ontario Summer Games here all weekend. Just didn't know what the crowd would be like, and it turned out to be a very good crowd as London loves supporting their London Majors.
A strikeout there for Kenny Williams of Victor Plaz. Has 2 quick outs for him here in the bottom of the third inning. Of course, many not able to travel or enjoying the weather over the long weekend here in the area. Just a little bit of rain today. I was unsure if that was going to be a reason that maybe some fans wouldn't make it out to the ballpark tonight, or for the Chatham fans in that case, make the trip down to London here. Sometimes if you're going to see your team play, unstable weather might keep you away, but the Barnstormers fans, I have made the trip out. There is a whole contingent of them sitting behind that Barnstormers dugout on the first base side.
I haven't been able to make it down to Chatham to see any of the new IBL games, but that's one of the stadiums that I do love so much.
One's ripped into center field, and swinging a hot bat so far today is Caden Cardoso. He's 2 for 2.
I'll finish that thought. So much history in that ballpark, just like here. Also history where Tyler Middleton won his AA OBA championships in the junior capacity, but that's beside the point. Just a beautiful ballpark, and what I'm assuming are some great fans for baseball. They love baseball down that way as well.
Well, the Chatham-Kent area certainly loves supporting their local teams, and they've done a good job so far this year. This one is lined out to center, and quickly retired is Champ Garner. So the Majors go quietly again here. They get a hit. They strand a runner in the bottom of the third inning. And it remains a 7-0 London Majors lead through 3 innings here at the ballpark.
I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. They gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. I really feel it's my time, think it's my.
Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home.
Joseph crushes one.
Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and the athletes. Whether it's in the rink with the Knights or on the field with the Majors, Game Day London has you covered from the start. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com, a proud sponsor of MajorsTV.
We are back here inside Labatt Memorial Park, one of the fan favorite traditions here in London. The kids running the bases. It always turns out to be a good crowd and good contingent of kids running around the bases on a holiday. No different here today. And so far they have enjoyed a 7-0 London Majors lead through 3 innings so far. All those 7 runs, Tyler, coming back in the bottom of the first inning where the Majors put up 7 runs on 6 hits.
But a good job there by Chatham to just calm down and be able to put up some zeros, because that was easily something that could have got away from them and almost ended this day very early. But instead, they're able to put up a couple zeros, stay around. Now it's important for Chatham to try and get a couple runs across and just drag yourself back into this. Equally as important for the London Majors to just keep putting up zeros and keep stomping that down. Don't give any inkling of hope.
Well, we mentioned how, this game can get out of hand in a hurry. We look back to Wednesday night here in London where the Welland Jackfish just kept on putting up runs against the Majors. Well, the Barnstormers have done the first thing, if you're looking at the list of things you have to do to get back into a game like this, is A, shut the door and stop the Majors from scoring runs. Well, they've done a good job of that so far. Zeros in the last 2 innings. Unfortunately, they have not been able to dig into that lead one bit. 0 runs through the first 3 innings, and the only action they've had so far on the bases, they got themselves out of by a pickoff at second. So certainly wouldn't have dug themselves out of a 7-0 deficit, but it's a start.
We got 2 very good teams here, but the difference between a very good team and a great championship team is being able to put up those extra runs, not giving up on any ball game. Not that either team has given up spiritually or mentally or physically, but being able to just keep putting up those 1s and 2s and make it feel kind of like we felt up here on Wednesday, where it was just like, okay, that's enough. Let's get out of here.
.0 here for Payano. He missed on the first pitch of the at-bat. Curveball, and he had Seth Strong backing up off the plate there. 1-1.
Good pitch to back up the hitter. Now, what lefties tend to do against lefties when that happens is now he's going to try and keep that shoulder in. He's going to try and stay in. So it might be a good opportunity to bust him in with a fastball here. See if you can get him leaning.
Broken bat, fought off down the right field line. This is a long run, and it's going to drop into right field.
That's unfortunate, because that is exactly what I just said and what we just talked about. He was leaning out. He was ready for that curveball. He got a heater in, and you broke his bat. And still, somehow, Strong is able to be strong and find that outfield.
Well, he's got such a heavy swing. You've seen it with the power numbers all season long, but got that one inside and still was able to fight it off. I'm not sure as well if that one fooled Reichstein. He was playing fairly deep for the power hitter Strong. But sometimes when a big swing like that doesn't produce the big fly ball like you're expecting, it can fool you. That one's flown out to center, and a quick out here against the bat of Fukuda, and there's one gone.
Yeah, to your point, I don't think Byron could have got there even with a quick break, but you are right. As an outfielder, you're reading swings mostly. There you go. Thank you very much. You're mostly reading the swing of the hitter. It's the sound of the ball hitting the bat. It's the power of the swing that really gives you your first step in direction. That's what good outfielders will tell you, is that it's just a natural, I can see he swung hard, I can see it look like he barreled it, so I'm going to have to go back. It's not waiting to see where it is. It's just that quick first step.
Well, once you get up as well to a high level of baseball and onto a league like the Intercounty Baseball League and beyond, it's as you mentioned, there's more to reading a fly ball than just seeing where a ball comes off a bat, right? It's a swing. It's even as far as to account and pitching tendencies, right? Is this a curveball count? Is this a count where my pitcher normally throws a curveball? Well, maybe I can expect him to be out in front of it a little bit more. 0-1 here from Payano. This one fouled off, and it's going to get out of play, 0-2.
And to that point as well, sometimes you'll see at the higher levels, I haven't seen the majors doing this specifically, but you will see the shortstop, second baseman. They know the signs, they're able to look in, see, and they will relay that to the outfielders. A 1, a 2, sometimes a little more sophisticated than that, as to what's coming. Because, a fastball, he's more than likely going the opposite way. A curveball, he's more than likely going to pull it, and that kind of allows you to have a really easy first step.
0-2, swing and a miss. Another strikeout there for Payano, and there's now 2 gone.
What makes it really easy is just if your pitcher blows a ball by him. And we've seen that a couple times from Payano today, able to just gas up and get those balls by some really good Chatham hitters, and now he's got another one stepping to the plate.
7 strikeouts now for Payano. As Williams strolls to the plate here for the Barnstormers. Walked his first time around. And looking to try and find his way aboard with 2 outs here in the 4th.
If my math is right, he's only gotten 8 outs here, right?
You'd be correct.
So 1 ball put in play, and that would have been the very first hitter grounded to third base.
I'll have to check my math.
That doesn't sound
on
right because there's been a couple fly balls. I'm calling you incorrect on this one. One of us is wrong.
Swing and a miss. 0-2 here on Williams. We'll have to come back to that one a little bit later on. Listen, I won't pretend to be on it 100% tonight. I'm producing.
You're doing double duty.
I'm doing the scoring here, and there's a lot going up in the booth here. We are short-staffed on a holiday Monday. 0-2 for Payano to the plate. Just off the corner, Williams with the take, and it's 1-2.
I wasn't judging you because I didn't think twice about it until I thought twice about it and realized we probably had a couple more outs than that.
Well, we're in the 4th, so 2 outs in the 4th. That's 9 plus 2 is 11.
Okay.
So
my math was incorrect.
Your math was incorrect.
You agreed with it, though.
Sounded right. 1-2. Payano delivers, and this one up the middle of the center, picked up on the shortstop Mosher, goes the short way to 2, and steps on the bag for the force out. It's a fielder's choice to retire the Barnstormers here in the top of the 4th inning. And it is a 7-0 London Majors lead through 3.5 here at the ballpark. We move along to the bottom of the 4th inning here in London. Majors holding a 7-0 lead here over the Barnstormers. Justin Koehler had a chance to chat with Roop Chanderdat prior to today's game.
So I'm here with co-owner and general manager Roop Chanderdat. Roop, it's kind of a rainy day, but is the team ready for some baseball today?
You know what, these games are tough in the sense that you don't know if it's raining, if it's going to go, but right now it looks like we're playing, so just trying to get the guys ready to go, and they'll be ready come game time.
I was always checking my phone consistently when I saw the rains to make sure that we were all set. So I'm happy we're here at the ballpark today. So first real question for you. Earlier in the season, I asked you to give me kind of 3 words to describe the identity of the team. Now that we're a bit further in, if I were to ask you the same question again, would you give me the same word or would you change it up and say something else?
I would change it up. You know, we're late in the season here. I think maybe not words to describe, but it's ramping up. We're trying to ramp up to be ready for the playoffs. That's the main thing, is to be ready for playoffs. So ramping up and getting healthy. Right now, that's our biggest concerns, and getting healthy and trying to ramp up at the same time.
Makes a lot of sense, particularly getting right over to the postseason. It's kind of really caught up to us in a crazy way with just a few games left. And so with that being said, there are only 9 games left, 4 of which are here at home at Labatt Memorial Park. And so kind of naturally coaching styles change throughout the course of a season. So how does your coaching change with 9 games left in the season versus where they were with 42 games left in the season?
Nothing really changes. You know, we're still trying to play baseball the right way, win games. We've got 1 player to qualify. Tyler Gillies has just joined us. So that's going to play a role into how he goes in and who we take out of the game. So that's one thing. And then trying to get healthy. I mean, maybe that affects your coaching style. You try not to. We've been putting a lot of junior players into play. They've come through big for us, good experience for them. So as far as coaching style, nothing really changes. Next man up mentality, and away we go.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of adaptable has been one of the key things for this team so far with the injuries in particular, and they've done pretty well throughout that stretch. So hoping to keep it rolling today, so best of luck. And let's send it back up to Noah in the Game Day London press box to continue with the rest of the game.
Back here at Labatt Memorial Park as we are a couple of pitches in now into this bottom of the 4th inning, and the count moves to 0-2. Here on Ty Mosher. First pitch was called a strike, then he fouled that most recent one off. Just heard from Justin and Roop Chanderdat in between innings. Count 1-2 after that one misses outside. Curveball, dropped it in there for a strike. And it's a strikeout for Williams on the hill. And he continues to work well here for the Barnstormers out of the bullpen.
The London Majors and manager Ruth Chanderdad have got to be fairly excited and fairly optimistic with how the week actually turned out after a very rough Wednesday night. Able to bounce back against a couple very tough teams on the weekend, get a couple wins, looking to add to that total here today.
Back to the top of the Majors order for Gibson Kurzminski, and takes that first pitch for ball one. And now he's going to rip one down the left field line. It'll drop in front of the left fielder, Haggith. Kurzminski will take a big round, but a strong throw in will hold him at one. He is on base, his first hit of the ball game, and he's 1 for 3.
Such a very simple swing, exactly what you need out of your leadoff hitter. Able to pull that ball into the outfield and get a base runner on for the meat of the order here as the Majors look to add to that 7-run lead after the first inning.
So this will bring Drew Lawrence to the plate for London. He is 1 for 2. His single started the big 7-run bottom of the first inning for London. Singled was brought in on the Eduardo De Olio double. Runner is going. This one over to second base, and it's going to keep the Majors out of a double play ball as Polowick had to break back and field the ball.
That was almost a perfectly executed hit and run by the London Majors. If Lawrence could have just, it sounds easy when I say it like this, but if Lawrence could have just got that ball a little bit further to the first base side, we're going to have Majors on the corners with only one away. Instead, second baseman was able to just slide back, stop his movement, and get to that ball to throw Lawrence out at first, but still runner in scoring position for DeOlio.
And DeOlio, he's already driven in a run today. A second chance to drive in Drew Lawrence here this evening. We talk about the Majors we're doing a good job at keeping the Chatham offense quietly. Well, they haven't scored since back in the first as well. First pitch upstairs for ball one. And upstairs again, 2-0.
Exactly what Chatham needed out of Williams here, too, is able to at least get him into the fourth, possibly get him through the fourth. Can't really ask for much more if you're Chatham to just get your pitcher who had to come in rather abruptly in the first inning, probably wasn't expecting to hopefully get you through another 3 innings would be ideal, and I'm sure nobody would gripe with that down in the Chatham dugout.
Two ball and 1 strike count here on Eduardo DeOlio. Here's the lefty Williams delivery to the plate. This one hit over to third base. Battelle in time to get DeOlio and retire the Majors in the bottom of the 4th inning. London once again goes quietly here in the 4th. They're holding on to a 7-0 lead here in London. You're watching London Majors baseball here on Majors TV.
My name is Amy, and I am a league member at Throw London. When I first started, I had no experience and was super nervous. But before I knew it, the awesome lane coaches and the other league members who are like family jumped in, gave me pointers, and helped me out. Don't forget to book your event at Throw London.
Back inside Labatt Memorial Park here in downtown London as the lights have come on here at the Forks of the Thames. And we move along to the top of the 5th inning here in London. Majors leading by a score of 7-0 here. 7 first-inning runs for the Majors. That's all they've needed so far. Noah Smith, Tyler Middleton on the call here with Justin Koehler and the crew here with Majors TV. We have seen a good one so far. Hey, there's us up in the booth. Second straight night. Find the camera. Find the camera. Find the camera. Think down to the left. Down to the left. Tyler, this is your chance. You were actually saying that you were getting some text messages. Yeah. The family didn't believe you were here because they couldn't actually see you.
Blakely, go to bed. Love you. Go to bed.
Go to bed. It's past your bedtime, Blakely. Time to go to bed.
You guys just made her night, just so you know.
Oh, the Majors TV crew here. Always doing our best to get the best shots, and you know what? We try to tell them, don't put our faces on TV too much.
They're not made for TV. Made for radio pretty well.
Not made for TV. We are just about ready to move along here. Victor Payano back out to the hill here for the Majors. He has been staked to a 7-0 lead and has been working with it so far through 4 scoreless innings, and he'll start the 5th with a strike to get ahead 0-1.
Can I just say, I don't get up here very often, but I'm always blown away by how amazing the whole crew is and how well and professionally this is run. The London Majors are really they should be thankful to have you guys around and putting on such a great broadcast every week, and sometimes letting somebody like myself slip in when I really shouldn't be.
Well, that is a whole nother aspect there, trying to convince them to let you come on every once in a while.
I just don't tell them. I just show up.
Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. What's that saying? Easier to ask for forgiveness than permission? That's how we roll here when we bring in the color commentary crew. 1-2 here is Goodwin finds himself in a hole against Payano. Majors lefty ready, and a swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Victor Payano. And he has done a fantastic job so far.
Nothing to gripe with Payano here. He's done a very good job. That fastball has had a little extra heat. It seems to be fooling the Barnstormers just a little bit. Consistently late, but also spotted up very well. It makes that hard fastball look even harder when it's put in a place that's very hard to get to.
So Payano continues to work well, and now it's a lefty-lefty matchup as Anthony Polowick comes to the plate. Took that first pitch for ball 1. Some light throwing going on down in the Majors bullpen as well, Tyler, as you had pointed out. Not sure if this is just some guys getting work that maybe didn't get to throw over the weekend, but Payano's done a fantastic job for the Majors so far tonight. And now he works the count to 1-1.
I'm going to go to the limb and say with this many games and the Majors not having a pitcher really complete 1 inning on Wednesday, that everyone did get some work. And I think maybe it's just a tired Payano's trying to get ahead of maybe, he gets you 5 strong. You can't really ask much more out of a starting pitcher.
Count 1-2. Payano at 65 pitches. There's a look on our Game Day London mobile cam down in the Majors bullpen. 1-2 count for Payano back on the hill. Chopped over to second base. Kurzminski takes it on a high hop. The throw to 1 is in time. And there's 2 gone quickly here in the top of the 5th inning.
Now batting center fielder number 6, Lee Kercher.
So I think if I'm not wrong, that's Gillies down in the bullpen.
Yeah, we were just trying to pick up the number there.
Which would be a very good sign if it is, because he left Wednesday's game with some tightness in his hamstring, it looked like maybe. So to see him back up on the mound would be very encouraging for the London Majors. Still waiting for confirmation.
Did you mention as well that you had a number down there on who it was warming up?
43, it looks like.
This one hit hard over to shortstop. It's going to be on a hop. Going to be a tough play. Coming across the diamond. In time to get him. Bang, bang, throw. Oh, and now he's been tossed out of the game. Wow. Did not like the call at first base. And Kucera has been thrown out of the ball game. At least I think it was Kucera.
I don't know if it was Cusero, the runner, if it was the first base coach who seemed to be pretty animated as well. It looks like here comes the manager to inquire, maybe. I don't know. I think we're all a bit confused here. If it is the runner, he must have said something pretty egregious down that line.
Well, now they're going to come out and have a chat over at first base. First base umpire today, we mentioned the crew, Scott Costello out there today. That was a bang-bang play. It was a strong throw across the infield. That conversation didn't last very long, Tyler.
No, and now the second coach is asking for next. I guess the explanation wasn't great the first time. Is that 2 mound visits? I don't know the rules.
Well, we'll try to bring you up to that, an update on that when we can. As of now, though, it's a 7-0 London Majors lead as we continue on here at the ballpark. Kenny Williams back out onto the hill for the Barnstormers.
As it was definitely the hitter, because we can see a new right fielder out there being announced by Chatham. So I guess he must have said something. It must have been pretty bad, because that, like you said, it was a bang-bang play at first. And you usually, as an umpire, give him a little bit of leeway on those quick plays. But, you know, there are some words that just get you a quick fire, quick into the shower.
There's a look at Cleveland Brownlee. He'll get set to hit here in this inning for the Majors. He will lead things off against Williams momentarily. And into right field is the change for the Barnstormers after the ejection. And it is Spencer Moran into the game. Spencer Moran will come in and play right field now for the Barnstormers here.
Number 25, Spencer Moran.
As we move along to the bottom of the 5th inning, and Brownlee, there's a look at Moran out in right field.
Leading off for your Rangers, the designated hitter, the number 35.
Brother of Cat Moran.
I was going to say, I don't remember Cat playing much of the outfield, so maybe for the Irish Nine, but not in Chatham.
Barnstormers have a left-handed pitcher on their roster, Cat Moran. As Brownlee will fly one out into left center field. Up to the warning track and there to make the catch for out number 1. Brownlee just missed that one as he looks skyward over at first base. Pretty good swing there from Cleve. He just lofted it. He's lined one and just gotten underneath one so far tonight.
And he seemed like he thought he got that one as well, as a little bit of a bad toss, a little bit of a jog. Might just been more of a frustration bad toss. But I wonder if Cleve thought he got enough of that one to get it over the fence.
He did just barely miss it. Need another 10 feet or so to get it over the warning track and the wall. Byron Reichstein, the batter now here for London. First pitch misses for ball 1. Byron Reichstein, the batter.
The 1-1 pitch is taken down and away. Williams has done a very good job as he still pitches here into the 5th inning. Been able to get at least 3 3/3 strong for Chatham. And again, it was only really that one blemish that was a single. It wasn't his run except for the error that came across being Gardner at the very end for the Majors. Other than that, it's been a fairly flawless outing so far.
This one flown out to right field, and it's going to hold up in the air and be caught by Moran out in right, who's newly into the ball game and gets tested almost right away. Makes the catch, and there's 2 gone. 2 quick outs for the Majors here in the bottom of the 5th as Reichstein is retired.
The Majors gone away from what was just a nice simple line drive swing early in the game. Seem to be getting under baseballs a little bit more. Could just be the way William throws and the way they're coming off the bat. But it's always smart to just put the ball in play and make the defense make errors, because they will.
Chopped over to third base, and the throw in time to get the runner. Another quiet inning for the Majors here in the bottom of the 5th. 7-0, still the score here for London after 5 complete here at the ballpark. You're watching London Majors baseball here on Major.
When you need a night out, Throw London is on point. With an atmosphere that's a cut above, Throw London brings together the best in knife throwing, axe throwing, and darts. So it's the perfect spot for a date night, night out with friends, leagues, and team building for the office. You've got to be 13 or older to throw pointy objects and 19 plus to enjoy their fully licensed offerings. It's the best spot in London for some fun with an edge. London's original knife throwing. Check them out at 2190 Dundas Street East and online at ithrow.ca. That's ITHROW.ca.
Welcome to Labatt Park in London, Ontario, the world's oldest baseball grounds. Now through Labor Day, book your guided tour and walk the same field as Ty Cobb, Fergie Jenkins, Honus Wagner, and some of baseball's most legendary players. View artifacts from over the years inside the original 1940 clubhouse. Experience baseball history in London, Ontario. Book your guided tour at labattparktours.ca.
We are back here inside the friendly confines of Labatt Memorial Park, and we move along here to the top of the 6th inning. London Majors, who off to a quick start here in the ball game. They scored 7 runs, Tyler, in the bottom of the 1st inning, and they have been using that to control the game so far, and that is where the score still sits for us here as we move along to inning number 6.
New pitcher on the mound for the London Majors, as Payas will end his day with a very strong outing, getting through 5.
Tyler Gillies, coming into the ball game for the Majors now.
And that's a very good sight for the London Majors. As we talked about, he left the game on Wednesday with, it looked like some kind of leg issue. We weren't able to confirm what it actually was, but he walked off on his own power, but definitely limping. And now, 4 days later, as we know my math isn't as strong as it should be, he's able to get back on that mound. That is a very, very good sign for the London Majors.
Victor Payano, the book on him, 5 scoreless innings for the London Majors. Gave up just 3 hits and only allowed 1 walk while striking out 8. Pretty good start for him here. Turns things over to Gillies.
Curveball gets away from Gillies there, and as it does, he kind of stretches out his hamstring again, or what seemed to be aching him, and you can see, I don't know if we have a shot of it, but Roop Chanderdad standing on the top step there, looking down to the bullpen, trying to get somebody warm as he sees trouble brewing with what might have been something that's still sore for Gillies.
2-1 delivery from Gillies. Strike called on the outside corner, and it's 2-2.
Now the Majors training staff is also joining Chanderdad. I wouldn't be surprised if they see any more signs. They go to check on him for sure.
Gillies in a 2-2 count here. And upstairs, and a little bit of discomfort there, maybe from Gillies.
And again, a little stretch.
Moves the count to 3-2. Back to the mound. Gillies takes it, and he is limping again. Got the out at 1, but he is once again in some discomfort, and this is not a good look. After the injury on Wednesday night, you can just tell that did not feel good for Tyler Gillies.
As he sends him away, but I don't know how. You saw that grimace, that look, and by a player that was already hurt on Wednesday, I just don't know how he's staying in this ball game. He's clearly trying to pitch through something.
Well, in Gillies here, he was, we don't want to make speculation up here in the booth, but They looked like there was one man who made that decision out there, and it was the guy who's towing the rubber here. Falls behind 1-0 to Dan Battelle. He did not want to leave the ball game.
No, that was definitely a quick conversation where he kind of shooed them away, like, get back there, I'm pitching. But at some point, you need to take control and just say, we don't need you hurting this anymore. We could use you in the playoffs. Definitely a usable arm, former Milwaukee's Brewer farmhand, a very good pitcher, made it to some high levels in minor league baseball.
On the ground, back up the middle, and that one's going to squeak into center field.
I'd much rather see you pitch in Game 5 of a series than on a Monday night in London.
And Gillies will head back out to the hill here after the single from Dan Battelle. And now Seth Strong with a batter for Chatham. The Barnstormers still trying to get something going. And Tyler, you got to wonder if maybe this is a confidence boost for the Barnstormers. They could not solve Victor Payano, right? They did not. We're not able to figure out what he had coming. And now a hit here has a runner aboard here against the reliever Gillies as he misses inside for ball one.
And to the point of wanting to be healthy, this is what a duo for the London Majors to throw out there. Two what are AAA minor league arms to go back-to-back, something you don't want to lose for an extended period of time.
Popped up sky high. On the infield, there's Victor Plaz back in towards the grass, and he makes the catch off to his left side.
Might have been the only person in the whole building who took that as nonchalantly as he did. I was a little worried with the way he was running after that, but was able to just slide over there and smoothly make the catch for the second out of the inning. As now we see Braden Farrington down in the London bullpen, just kind of standing on the mound, getting ready to get loose. Maybe the next guy in just in case.
Gillies has 2 outs now as that first pitch is there, and it's 0-1. Fukuda, the batter here for the Barnstormers, will foul one off back into the screen.
And with every single pitch, he's grimacing. It might be tough to see on our camera angle, but from here, we can see it pretty clearly. With every pitch, he is grinding those teeth, clearly in some discomfort.
This one hit hard, coming on the left fielder. What a catch by Drew Lawrence as he tumbles his way to the third out of the inning.
Just what we talked about a couple innings ago, the first step's so important, and Drew Lawrence is one of the best in the IBL at that. His first step is almost flawless, and that's what he did there. You needed to be on such a hard-hit line drive, leaving his feet, making a beautiful catch to get the Majors out of a small jam.
So Lawrence able to bail out Gillies on the hill. We'll see if that is the end of his ball game. A clean inning of work here in inning number 6 has kept the Majors up by a score of 7-0. We go back down onto the field where Justin Koehler is reporting.
Gentlemen, after today's game, there are only 3 home games left in the regular season, with games against the Baycats, the Cardinals, and the Royals coming up before the 3rd week of August. And throughout that time, there's only 2 events left here at Labatt Memorial Park for you to come down and enjoy here with all the other fans here at Labatt Memorial Park. The next one comes up this Friday, August 9th, as the London Music Office will be hosting the UNESCO City of Music concert. So there's going to be plenty of performances and music for everyone to enjoy. And then for the final game of the season, down on August 16th, the Grand Theater will be hosting the 2nd annual Grand Slam event. It's going to be plenty of promos, giveaways, and more to help promote the Grand Theater and London Majors baseball. So just a couple opportunities left for you to come down and make the most of some events here at the ballpark before the regular season comes to a close. And so let's send it back up to Tyler and Noah in the Game Day London press box. And gentlemen, what have some of your favorite events been so far this season?
Well, Justin, I'll tell you what my favorite event is that I didn't get to attend, and that would be Christmas in July. Now, that just sounds right up my alley, Tyler. I was not here for that game. I was out of town. I feel like we could rock some Christmas stuff. I know, Justin, you and Dylan did a fantastic job. I'm not trying to discount your guys' dress.
But we are Santa.
But if you've ever seen a Santa outfit on a guy that looks like Santa, it just goes. and it does a great job.
Plus the treats, all the baked goods.
We would have had the missus cooking at home, making up some cookies, some Christmas cookies, a little bit of Christmas cake, all the good stuff. That's what Christmas is about for us.
There really isn't a bad event at Labatt Memorial Park for the London Majors, though. Anytime you can get down here, it is a great place for the kids to run around. We see kids down the first base line right now playing catch with each other. There's always people out in the right field grass, again, playing some catch. Kids all over this ball field taking in some amazing baseball, some A1 baseball in Ontario.
Majors still holding a 7-0 lead in this ball game as Caden Cardoso strolls to the plate and will lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That first pitch missed outside to Cardoso. And now Cardoso is going to hit one off the end of the bat, coming out to second baseman, and a nice catch made by Anthony Polowick for out number 1.
Softly hit line drive by Cardoso there. Polowick able to just take a couple steps back, catch it really without much ease. And that's kind of how it's been going since that first inning for the London Majors. Not too many hard-hit baseballs apart from maybe a couple deeper fly balls, but other than that, there hasn't been much challenge to the Barnstormer pitching, and that's a credit to Williams with how well he has thrown.
5 innings now for Williams out of the bullpen. Came in with just an out recorded in the bottom of the first inning and has done a great job at keeping the Majors at bay. 5 scoreless innings for him now as that one laced up the middle by Champ Garner. He's got his second hit of the ball game.
And last time Garner did that, it turned into a home run. This time he'll have to settle for a single as he pulls up and gets the Majors started here in the bottom of the 6th with a 1-out base runner.
Shortstop, number 97, Tyler Mosher.
There's finally a little movement down there in the Chatham bullpen.
Well, it's been a little while since they had anybody up and going, and that's because Williams has done such a bang-up job on the hill. Now he'll get ahead with the first pitch, curveball, and it moves the count to 0-1 here on Mosher. Hit in the air, over towards third base, ranging back the third baseman in Battelle, and he makes the catch. And there's 2 gone here in the inning.
I was trying to find who that is warming up. I don't have the roster in front of me, and the website doesn't have numbers. That's number 15 down in the bullpen if you do have that roster there.
Looks like Aiden Ryan throwing for the Barnstormers down in the pen, getting loose. If he does come in at some point, you would imagine the Barnstormers would love to give him a clean slate here and get Williams through this inning. Got 2 outs now. Now a back throw to 1, and back in sliding safely is Champ Garner.
Would be a good time for Garner to take off here. Maybe, you got 2 out an inning. You got your leadoff guy at the plate. See if you can get yourself into scoring position. If you get thrown out, no big deal. Fresh count for the top of your order coming up.
Hit the other way. Out to right field. Moran is there, makes the catch, and retires the Majors here on the 6th inning. London gets nothing but a base hit. They leave him out there, and a 7-0 lead still intact through 6 innings here at the ballpark. We are coming back with the 7th after this. You're watching London Majors Baseball here on Majors TV.
Get suited up with us for our big night. We went to Collins Clothiers. They had suits and tuxedos in various colors and styles. The staff helped us pick exactly what we wanted. They custom fit our suits for the perfect fit. They even matched us to our date's dress. It was so much fun trying on suits with the boys on the VIP night. They even got us pizza while we tried clothes on.
For prom kids, of course, are going to be the best dressed.
We felt so confident and looked amazing.
Welcome back inside the Game Day London broadcast booth. Tyler Middleton, Noah Smith going to take you through the 7th inning here at beautiful Labatt Memorial Park. The London Majors holding a 7-0 lead on the back of 7-run first inning. Tyler Gillies still on the mound. A bit of a surprise as he was stretching and moaning through that whole last inning, but able to come back up, and his first pitch taken outside for ball 1.
Well, he's back out here, and we'll see, Tyler, if he is any more comfortable in this 7th inning. The 6th, as you mentioned, he had to field that ball, and that's when he looked the most uncomfortable. But he has been kind of, and I don't know if it's a wince from up here, but it looks like he's uncomfortable almost every pitch he throws. So clearly working through something, but we can't speculate. We don't know what's going on. He's just out here, and he wants to keep throwing.
Definitely hasn't affected the stuff at all, as the third pitch of this at-bat is swung on and missed. 2 balls and 1 strike to the hitter, Hageth.
Braxton Hageth at the plate here, trying to find any way to get aboard for the Barnstormers and lead off this inning.
Fastball outside is going to move us to 3-1. Still a very good fastball. Doesn't look like it's really affecting him mechanic-wise. Just looks like it's uncomfortable, and that's where you really get into trouble, is when the mechanics are affected by a bit of an injury. Fly ball is hit out to left field. Drew Lawrence is there and barely makes a catch, what I thought could have been a very easy catch. But either way, we got 1 down in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, he just didn't make it look easy at all, though, did he? It was a fly ball out to left field, and he got underneath it, got to the right spot. A little of a grin from Drew.
All smiles out left. It's all smiles when you make the catch.
All a part of his plan, he'll tell you.
As Williams strides to the plate with 1 down for the Barnstormers in the top of the 7th. Gillies to the set, comes to the plate. Fastball is poked out of play to the left side.
Williams 0 for 1 has been aboard with a walk already here today.
As Majors fans know, a lot of power in that left-handed bat. As the fastball is outside, it's going to even us up 1-1.
We chatted with Dylan the last time I was on the broadcast with him about Josh Williams. One of the biggest question marks that we would have loved to see answered in that season that he got injured was how that stat line finished, because he was on a monster tear to begin the season when he took that knee injury. You just had a feeling like he was going to put up some good numbers that year.
As that ball is golfed into the gap, Reinstein is closing, and he's not going to be able to make the catch as it drops in front of him for a 1-out base hit. Yeah, as I talked about earlier when I was able to talk to Josh in the parking lot, a lot of rehab goes into that. And sometimes when hitters have to go through that kind of rehab, it takes a long time before they feel more comfortable. Not just in the swing, but running. Every time he runs, it's going to be in the back of his head that this happened here, especially here, that this happened, and you're just never going to be the same. You talk to people who have had hamstring injuries, and it's kind of along the same path, that you're just never able to get that out of your head. As a fly ball is hit to center field. Looks like it's going to carry all the way out there as Garner is able to make the catch. For the 2nd out of the inning, Williams retreats back to first.
Well, and a great job there to bounce back by Gillies as that one flown out softly to Champ Garner in center field. And he'll try to hold Williams at second base now with 2 outs.
As 2 outs, that ball's hit to center field, and it's going to hold up again for Gardner, who makes the last 2 outs of the inning and closes the door on the Barnstormers in the top of the 7th.
Great job there by Gillies, who's worked through 2 innings now for the Majors and getting the job done. Best way to sum up that for Gillies on the hill for the Majors, who have kept the Barnstormers scoreless through 7 now.
All smiles we see as he works back into the dugout. As down in the Majors bullpen, Braden Farrington is still moving around, getting warm. I would assume that that's it for Gillies, but it looks like Farrington's trying to get that word from the Majors dugout. We'll wait to see as Chatham takes the field once again, and it looks like we got a new pitcher.
Well, after a fantastic performance from Kenny Williams, the Barnstormers finally go back to the bullpen. We got to remind you, things looked bleak for the Barnstormers to open up the ball game. Starting pitcher Cam O'Reilly got one out on the first batter he faced and then left the game after giving up 6 runs himself, 7 runs in the first inning for the Majors. But Williams, a bang-up job at keeping the Majors where they were. Unfortunately for him and the Barnstormers, the bats haven't been able to solve Majors pitching, and despite holding them where you needed to, they haven't made any inroads on this deficit.
And I think it's worth mentioning, too, not that my math has been correct all day. I've been wrong before, believe me.
Been
that.
Wrong today.
But that one run that did go against Williams would have been an unearned run on that error. So really, 5 innings of no-run baseball, 5 1/3 innings, 5 2/3 innings of no-run baseball to keep the Barnstormers in, and that's exactly what you need. So Majors fans getting into a little YMCA around the ballpark. Even some of the Majors bullpen also getting into it.
It is stretch time here at the ballpark. Aiden Ryan is into the ball game here. He is taking over on the hill for the Barnstormers.
Our first right-handed pitcher for Chatham. Bit of a difference as Drew Lawrence strides to the plate, making a phenomenal catch. Couple innings ago. And he is going to be the first to face Ryan with the ball down in the dirt for ball 1. As the Majors fans start a chant up. Never gets old for me. I love a good European-style chant. A big darts fan, big soccer fan in Europe. I love the way the crowds get into it. I'm not going to complain at all when it gets over here to North America just a wee bit.
Well, and you mentioned that when you were here on Wednesday about how you would love to have these guys out at the darts nights.
Just cheering for me, though.
They are electric when it comes to the chants and getting others involved.
Why not? You're here to have a little fun. 2 balls, 1 strike, come to the plate, fouled off. That's going to make it all the way into the parking lot. As Lawrence evens it up at 2-2. Two pitch is dribbled. It's going to find its way foul. Down that third base line. And into a bit of a mud puddle we got sitting over there. If you're just joining us, a lot of rain happening in London today. Majors ground crew did a very good job at getting this field playable. It's still a little bit of a wet patch out at second base, but that's okay as another one's fouled off. Almost the exact same spot, except for some of the bullpen spotters are going to be able to catch that before it gets into the puddle.
Count will stay at 2-2 as well. Worth noting as well, and I'm just kind of trying to piece together the numbers here myself in the booth, but part of the reason why Gillies may be going 2 innings as well as we get late into the season is the innings minimum needed to meet a playoff criteria.
The ball sits out the middle. Goodwin's able to stretch over, make a strong throw towards first base. Get Lawrence by a couple steps. That's going to be the first out of the inning for Ryan.
Strong throw there to get a speedy Drew Lawrence, who maybe wasn't full out hustling down the line, but he still makes you earn it for the first out.
And notable some good footwork by Goodwin there as he had to range up the middle. He's able to just shuffle his feet and make that throw all in one movement. Something for a young infielder, very important. Keep those feet moving. You don't want to stop and start. And Goodwin did a very good job of that there. As Diolio strides to the plate, the Majors' number 3 hitter is going to face Ryan for the first time. First pitch of fastball is going to be hit up the middle, and that's not going to be gettable for Goodwin as it goes into center field for a base hit.
Well, great job there by Eduardo Diolio. Lined that one right back up the middle and got past the shortstop into center field for a 1-out single. And that will bring up Cleveland Brownlee. He's just 1 for 3 tonight. Big booming double back in the first inning, scored a run. But he's put together some good at-bats so far with some good swings.
Definitely put a charge in a couple baseballs tonight. Something we're used to seeing, and now he turns and salutes the the London Chant faithful. What'd you call them on Wednesday night?
The Ballflowers are what they prefer to be called, their name.
Do they have T-shirts?
I actually think I have seen some custom merch down there before. I don't know if it's for sale.
It'll be for sale when I go down there and ask for one. As the first pitch is a fastball taken outside for ball 1 to Cleve.
Much like many who have strolled through the gates at Labatt Memorial Park over the last decade, they love their Cleveland Brownlee.
So that ball's ripped down the third base line, but it's going to go foul. This a part of the order for the London Majors that I wouldn't call their speed and dynamic part. Definitely double play capabilities here for the Barnstormers. They can get a ball on the ground. And Cleve doesn't tend to do that very often, though. He hits balls hard in the air, and that's why he has had such an illustrious career in the IBL. Brownlee stands at the plate for the right side, bat high, and the fastball is blown by him for strike 2. We get a 1-2 strike count. 1 out, runner on first. That's Diolio down there at first. Cleveland Brownlee at the plate. 7-0 Majors if you're just joining us. 7 runs in the first, and then a whole lot of zeros to get us to this point. 1-2 strike pitch. Fastball is hit softly, but that's going to be just soft enough for back-to-back hits for the London Majors.
Well, Brownlee fighting off that 2-strike pitch and hits it into shallow center field. Him and Eduardo Teolio now aboard here for the Majors, and Cleve's night is going to be over. They want to get some speed out onto the bases, so they are going to be turning to a pinch runner. Cleveland Brownlee gets the chant from the Majors faithful, and Charlie Bowman will take over at first base.
And a good call by the Majors there, as Cleve probably isn't going to get back up to bat. Here being 1 out in the 7th inning. Get a little bit more speed now. Something to the gap might be able to score a run, and Byron Reichstein steps to the plate, and he's definitely someone who can find that extra base power as he did in the first inning.
Well, Reichstein ready here. First time in the night he's got a chance to face a righty on the hill.
That righty comes set into the plate. Fastball's down in the dirt, kicks up a bunch of dust. Ball 1.
Talked about it many times on the broadcast this season, over the years as well. The lefty-lefty matchup just tends to be that much tougher for the left-hand bats. Don't get to see him as often.
Ball's hit on the ground over the middle. Double play, ball's flipped over to short. Goodwin to first. And that is 2, and will take us through the 7th. 7-0 Majors here at Labatt Memorial Park.
When you need a night out, Throw London is on point. With an atmosphere that's a cut above, Throw London brings together the best in knife throwing, axe throwing, and darts. So it's the perfect spot for a date night, night out with friends, leagues, and team building for the office. You've got to be 13 or older to throw pointy objects and 19 plus to enjoy their fully licensed offerings. It's the best spot in London for some fun with an edge. London's original knife throwing. Check them out at 2190 Dundas Street East and online at ithrow.ca. That's ITHROW.ca.
Hello, my name is Jim Nuther with Nuther's The Award Store. Come along with me on a virtual tour to take a look at our amazing products and services that we're able to provide to you to help you with your recreation needs.
Welcome back inside Labatt Memorial Park. Some cornhole going on down at field level. It's a new game this year for the fans to take part in, and I gotta say, Tyler, it's, I think, a win-win-win situation for everybody. Who doesn't love cornhole?
Who's the third win?
The fans, the people that get to do it, and me. That's
you
valid.
get a win?
I get a win.
I don't know how you get a win from
I
up
get
here.
to watch cornhole.
Okay.
I get to talk about cornhole.
Are you
on
an
the broadcast.
ESPN 5? ESPN 8 the Ocho?
Yeah, I am an ESPN 8 the Ocho kind of guy. It's an all-around good sport. You don't agree?
Well, I do. It's one of those sports that, like, you sit there and you think, yeah, I do that on the beach after a couple beers. Like, how hard could it really be? And then you watch them do it professionally, and it just seems that much harder.
Oh, it is. It is that much harder.
They actually hit the board every time, and that's
They do.
something I don't do.
Listen, it takes skill to hit the board every time. We are back, top of the 8th inning here in London. Tyler Gillies back out onto the hill, and this leads us back into a conversation that we kind of started back in the 7th inning about the minimum innings needed to qualify for playoffs, and I don't recall off the top of my head what it is, but I'm guessing that's part of the reason why we're seeing Gillies go out here for a 3rd inning, despite the discomfort back in his 1st inning of work. First pitch outside for Gillies, falls behind 1-0.
It must be, because I don't see any other reason you would send a guy who is clearly in. It's definitely approaching pain. I don't know if it's quite at pain, but it's definitely getting there.
There for a strike, evens it up at 1-1.
I would assume at this point he's at least getting close, where if he can get one more inning, maybe 2, throughout the year, that he will hit that limit. Because definitely somebody with enough prestige that you want him throwing in the playoffs for you.
That one misses outside for Gillies, and I will say he has looked like he has kind of settled in a little bit out there.
Definitely
after
that
that discomfort on the second battery face.
Definitely a lot less smiling through the teeth, and I'm sure he spent some time down in that dugout in between innings, getting rolled out, getting stretched out by the Majors training staff.
Got a good swing and a miss there as he takes an extra half second here to regroup himself on the hill. Righty grabs his sign from DeOlio, and here's the delivery. This one hit the other way. Back and spun around is the left fielder, but Lawrence is there. Makes the catch for out number 1.
As the flags blow out today, you see how that ball just carried a little bit more than Drew Lawrence was maybe expecting a turnaround. Carried more than I expected, truly, Noah, as that ball didn't look hit very hard, but still ended up probably 40 or so feet away from the warning track.
Nonetheless, and out there for Gillies. He'll take it as the first down of the inning. Well, now that one
up and in, just missed.
Hacking up Marcus. He is back to the top of the order. This one hit hard over to third base. Plaz. Throw across the diamond and unable to complete the end of the bargain. Cardoso on the stretch.
Interesting play by Plaz there. He wasn't able to squeeze the ball, but it takes a very good hop off the dirt and hops right back up to him. He's still able to make an okay throw, but because he's rushed, that throw pulls Cardoso off the plate just a little bit.
If I was a guessing man, Tyler, I think that would go down as a hit. Tough play, ranging over.
I would think a hit for sure.
Not ordinary effort kind of play, which is usually how you judge a hit versus an error situation, but we'll wait for the official score to come in on that one. Ball one misses here. Count 1-0. Error for a strike and evens it up at 1-1. Patel, the batter, 1 for 3 in the ball game. That one will miss. DeOlio takes a second to walk this one out a little bit more before throwing it back to Gillies on 2-1.
I know I've said this before, but I'm fairly confident this is going to be the last inning for Gillies, as Farrington is definitely warming it up a little hotter down there in that bullpen. It looks like he's ready to go, going pitch for pitch.
Swing and a miss. Still got some heat behind the fastball there, and it is 2-2.
If it wasn't even just for the injury, I don't know how stretched out Gillies is. He hasn't thrown very much, really at all, for the majors this year after signing right against that signing deadline. As a balk is called, wasn't able to come set, didn't come set, I guess, for long enough.
I think that's what the ruling's going to be by the umpiring crew here. Gillies not going to argue it.
That's going to move the runner up to second base, runner being Marcus.
It'll take the double play out of the equation.
For anyone still kind of learning baseball, as a pitcher, when you're coming from the stretch, you need to come set at your waist. as Gillies going to step off and ask for Diolio to come out and talk over. I'm going to assume this isn't a mound visit. Still not sure on the rules, but I'm going to guess this is not a mound visit.
Come set in a complete pause as well is another aspect to the...
But yes, you have to come set. You're going to go to your stretch, get your sign. You're going to come set at the waist. And if there's no stop there, no pause, you just roll right through. That is going to be a balk. Does the balk go down as an error towards the pitcher? I would assume so.
I don't remember if it does or not.
I would assume so because it advances the runner.
Yeah, I'm not an official scorer, so. Although you would assume I would know the answer to something like that. Here's the 2-2 breaking ball called strike 3. Gillies punches out another, and he's got 2 gone here in the 8th inning.
Patel didn't love that very much, but either way, that ball looked like it curved, caught the outside corner. Good pitch by Gillies for strike 3. It's been a little bit of discomfort with the zone tonight, but really only from the Chatham sidelines. I guess that's what you get when it's 7-0. Not a whole lot to complain about if you're the Majors, but either way, I think it's been fairly consistent no matter where you think it is.
This one fouled straight back into the screen.
You know, Marcus out there, after getting picked off in an earlier inning that kind of took the Barnstormers out of that inning a little bit, he's still doing some dancing around.
That was Payano, the lefty, who picked him off back earlier on in the ball game. I believe that was the top of the 2nd inning, directly after the Majors scored 7 runs. They had the first 2 men aboard to open up the 2nd inning, and as that one misses outside on a curveball, and it's 1-1.
Has definitely shortened up that lead a little bit, though, even though the second baseman is ranged all the way back onto the grass for the London Majors.
That one misses the zone. 2-1.
Shortstop Mosher is also back in the hole, so it looks like the Majors aren't too concerned with Marcus out at second, even though he has shown at least the willingness or want to try and take that extra 90.
Gillies misses there. 3 balls and a strike now to Seth Strong. Standing on deck is Fukuda for the Barnstormers. Gillies assigned, stares back at second. This one to the plate, fouled straight back. 3 balls and 2 strikes now.
Gillies, a 2-pitch pitcher, has had a bit of problem getting that curveball anywhere but the outside corner, kind of dragging a bit to the arm side. Maybe a bit of a sign of that leg not being able to get on top of it a little bit, but this would be a good opportunity for a curveball back foot to a lefty.
Off the end of the bat, left center field, ranging over, and there to make the catch is Champ Garner. And Tyler Gillies has 3 scoreless innings under his belt here tonight. The Majors lead 7-0 as we go to the middle of the 8th inning.
Don't think if you asked me 2 innings ago if Gillies was going to get through 3, I would have said that, but he definitely got stronger as the outing went by. I am going to be fairly confident saying that is it for him. And we're going to see Braden Farrington. If that's true, there's the signal. It looks like that might be the case. But either way, a very good job by Gillies to get through 3 innings and really bridge what was a fantastic start to a possible end of this ballgame.
Well, and I did get some confirmation both from our media manager, Matt Hiscox, and Neil Srivastava, who is doing the scoring of this game remotely, I must tell you. So if you're seeing any scoring at home, Neil is picking up what we're trying to bring you on the broadcast here tonight. The minimum innings is 10 for an IBL pitcher to qualify for playoffs and 5 appearances. So Gillies has got a short amount of time to try and get those here this season. 3 scoreless tonight, though, is going to go a long way into helping him do that.
And do you know if that was his only other outing was on that Wednesday night?
Well, I was just going to go try and look
All
that
right,
up
you
here
look that up
today,
and I'll talk.
And I believe it was. The one game.
So he's going to have to do some innings over the last couple games here.
Yeah. So that is going to be just 2/3 of an inning back on that game against the Jackfish on Wednesday night. 3 for him here today. So he's got 2 of the 5 appearances and 3 2/3 of the innings he needs. Aiden Ryan back out to the hill for the Barnstormers as we move along to the bottom of the 8th inning here in London. 7-0 the lead for the Majors. I'll look at the score on your screen there. 6 hits and 1 error for the Barnstormers. 7 runs, 11 hits for the Majors. And Ryan ready to face the London Majors batters here in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
As Cleveland Brownlee now got the sweater on, being out of this ball game, is strutting down. You see him strutting down towards first base there. But he spent a little bit of time trying to get the ball flowers, chanting again, trying to get them worked up, loving it. If anyone in this ballpark is loving it, I think he is, as he runs over and shakes the hand of someone in the Chatham dugout. A guy who is beloved by everyone in the IBL, and rightfully so.
Victor Plaz, the batter for the Majors, to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning here as Aiden Ryan comes into his windup. This one chopped but foul down the third base line.
What a play by Roop Chanderdat down there. Bare hand scoop.
Gets an applause from the crowd here.
Wipes his eye like it's nothing. He knows it's something.
Oh, 1 here. Curveball hit over towards third base. There is Dan Bittel's throw across the diamond in time. And a quick out opens up the bottom of the 8th inning.
The Chatham pitching has been phenomenal aside from what was a rough start. They have been able to drag this team through what is 7 1/3 innings so far. Fairly flawless. And only with 2 pitchers, which is the biggest part after what was, I assume, a long weekend as well for Chatham.
Chatham in a 5 games in 5 night streak as well. We talked about that on our Wednesday broadcast, how they were beginning that over the weekend as well. First pitch outside. 1 ball and no strike here to Caden Cardoso. Ripped left field. Coming on is Hangeth there for the catch. 2 outs. Cardoso gave that one a decent ride out to left field, but it was at the left fielder. And he is retired and moves him to 2 for 4 on the evening.
Just a lot of fly balls for the Majors aside from that first inning where they were able to drive some balls to the gaps. And in this kind of league, fly balls generally get caught if it hangs up there for long enough.
Curveball is off the plate to Champ Garner, who's had himself a pretty good ball game for the Majors, 2 for 3. Scored a couple of runs on the single that turned into a Little League home run back in the first. Fouls that one off himself at the plate, 1-1. He's added another single along the way tonight. Two for 3 evening.
Something you'll take out of the bottom of the order if you're the London Majors, for sure.
Missing low. 2 balls and a strike here as Aiden Ryan falls behind on the hill. And now that one blocked, and both catcher and umpire will take a quick second here.
Looked like it almost got through the catcher and hit our home plate umpire. Right in those pads, though. I'm sure he'll be all right.
On the ground, shortstop. Look at the scoop here. Throw across the diamond is in time. So the Barnstormers play some clean defense in the bottom of the 8th inning. They set down the Majors in order. It is a 7-0 ball game. We go to the 9th inning. London looks to close it out here on Majors TV.
Hello, my name is Jim Nuther with Nuther's the Award Store. Come along with me on a virtual tour to take a look at our amazing products and services that we're able to provide to you to help you with your recreation needs.
We are back out here for the 9th inning. Tyler, listen, man, you have been saying end of the line for Gillies, and he is back out there again for the 9th inning here for the Majors, trying to get those innings. Hey, it's been 3 scoreless innings, my friend. Give the guy some credit. He is battling through it here.
I'm sure, but he's also got to get 3 more outings, too, right? He's got to get some innings in there. Let the poor guy rest his leg. Farrington has thrown almost a full ball game down there. But either way, Gillies pitching very well. Back on the mound, seeing if he can close this out for the London Majors.
He is certainly doing a great job moving along, finding the energy somewhere. I don't know. Maybe he snagged one of our boxes of Through Thick and Thin pizza and took it down there. Certainly gives me the energy up here to get through the ball game.
That is why you are one of the best in the IBL, right there. we knew we needed to work that in, and you just seamlessly worked it. I was going to go with a hard cut there.
Hard cut to the sponsor read. No, we don't do that here. This one flying out to right field, back heading towards the warning track and losing that one a bit. Here's Reichstein, and it's going to be a leadoff double here for the Barnstormers in the 9th.
Another one that just carried. That ball looked like it was going to be a bit of a lazy fly ball out to Reichstein, but instead he is tracking back and back and back and keeps going back until he's about a step in front of the wall, and it just isn't able to get there. Makes a strong throw to second. But either way, a leadoff double for Chatham here in the top of the 9th.
Fukuda got a good piece of that baseball and ripped it to right field, and is aboard with the double. Outside, and ball 1 to Braxton Haggoth. Barnstormers looking up at a 7-0 deficit here. They have been since the bottom of the 1st inning. This one popped up, sky high, shallow center field. Out goes Mosher, coming on, and now over to his left is Lawrence to make the catch.
That just undoubtedly should not be Lawrence's ball. Gardner standing there could probably easily come in and get it. But either way, Drew Lawrence makes a good job just sliding into that center field area and making the catch for the first down.
So Josh Williams, the batter now for the Barnstormers. 1 out here after the pop out or fly out, whichever you want to rule it, to Drew Lawrence, who made a long run in to shallow left. Outside for ball 1 to Williams.
Another one of those curveballs that just stayed on the outside part, not being able to finish that curveball very well as Gillies.
Missed that one off the plate as well. 2 balls and no strikes.
I'm sure getting rather tired, though. Obviously, he's only thrown those 2 or that 1/3 of an inning on Wednesday night, and now it's being asked to get through 4 innings, if my math is correct.
Williams fouls one back. 2-1 now after the foul ball.
One I think Williams might want back based on his body language. A fastball that just stayed thigh high, a little bit on the outside corner, which is why Gillies was able to get the foul off, but one that Williams definitely thinks he should do some damage with.
Second time tonight, Tyler, that Williams has had a pitch. It was 3-0 earlier in his first at-bat of the game, and now 2-0 on this one where he's taken some really healthy swings. 2-1. Curveball, swing and a miss, and it's 2-2.
Definitely a guy who doesn't get cheated very often. If he's going to swing, it is with a purpose, and that is to hit a ball very hard, very high, and very long.
Two. Fans clapping along for Gillies. Swing and a miss on the curveball. Williams down on strikes, and there's 2 gone here in the 9th.
And what do you do to counteract those big swings? You stay with the soft stuff, and the soft stuff down as Williams swings right over top of it, a little anxious. Now 2 down for Gillies.
And Gillies looking to try and work through his 4th clean inning here. As the batter Goodwin strolls to the plate and takes strike 1.
And what can we expect from the Ballflowers if the 3rd out is gotten here?
We'll wait and see. I always have something up their sleeve.
On the edge of my seat.
0-1 here, Gillies ahead. Missed that one, 1-1. Swing and a miss. And it is 1-2 here for Tyler Gillies. Fans here in attendance looking to cheer the Majors on to a victory here. 1-2, 2 out. Fukada at second. Gillies, the righty, grabs his sign and delivers in the air. Lawrence coming on, calls everybody off, and the ball game is over. Majors victorious here, 7-0, the final score. 7-0 Majors win. Tyler Gillies throws 4 scoreless after 5 scoreless from Victor Payano. And what a pitching performance from the Majors today. They ride a 7-run first to a 7-0 victory.
All of our action. You had to get here early to see all the action today as the Majors put up 7 spot in the first inning and then a whole lot of zeros after that. Really nothing going for either offense. A credit to the 2 pitching staffs tonight. But a Majors win, they'll take it.
In a ball game that took just 2 hours and 19 minutes.
That's what I like to see.
With a 7-0 victory over the Barnstormers here today. What a performance. 7 runs on 11 hits. The Barnstormers, they collect 7 hits, Tyler. 1 error, but they can't bring any runs across the plate. And they fall by a score of 7-0 tonight. And the Majors sweep the season series against the Barnstormers as well. Pretty good game here on a holiday Monday. Can't ask for much more than that between these 2 new rivals in the IBL. And I believe, if we are, Justin Koehler is ready with our Nuthers player of the game down at field level. Justin?
So I'm here with Gillies right off the bat. Spectacular performance. For those who don't know at home, just how much does it hurt to get a comebacker like that, like you did earlier in the game?
Oh, I hit my glove, so that one didn't hurt. It was something from before that was hurting, but yeah, it was good. Kind of just had to battle through stuff. Hitting's hard. You got to throw it down the middle and hope for the best.
Yeah, 100%. So it was a spectacular showing all around. Great pitching, great performance, and incredible shutout. But you're also, the newest player on the team. How has it been kind of incorporating into the squad, getting so close to the postseason push?
Yeah, it's such a good team. Like the talent everywhere, especially some of the arms we have, are incredible. And it's good to just join them. It kind of feels like I'm joining a team that was already going really well. So now I'm just trying to help them as much as I can and just have fun.
And so last little question for you. I know there's lots everybody's improving on, and some people have had the entire season to kind of work on stuff. But in such a short time frame, what's something that you're still personally trying to work on as the season kind of comes to a close for the regular season at least?
I just got to get healthy. That's the biggest thing for me right now. I'm happy with my stuff. when I'm good, it's good. When I'm hurt, it's not so good. So we're going to get there, though. So I'm excited for playoffs, get myself healthy, and hopefully help the team.
It's kind of a good lesson for life. It's always good when you're not hurt, and it's bad when you are hurt.
It's never a good thing.
And so, again, great performance today. And let's send it back up to Tyler and Noah in the Game Day London press box to kind of wrap today's game up.
Thank you, Justin. You hear there from Tyler Gillies. He comes into the ball game in replace of Victor Payano and throws 4 scoreless innings. 2 strikeouts, doesn't allow a run. The Majors shut out the Barnstormers via a final score of 7-0.
A bunch of options for the London Majors today for that player of the game, but I think the appropriate guy in Gillies down there, we were constantly saying, how is he pitching? He's clearly in pain. He clearly is uncomfortable, but he just pushes through for those London Majors, gives him a very clean end of the game, and is able to set himself up well to help this team in a playoff push.
So the Majors victorious 7-0, the final score here tonight from Labatt Memorial Park on this Civic Holiday Monday. Thank you for tuning in with us wherever you are watching from this evening. Noah Smith, Tyler Middleton, and our entire Majors TV crew, thank you for watching with us today as the Majors victorious 7-0 over the Chatham Barnstormers.